Welcome back to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network as we get ready to wrap things up tonight by, as always, looking ahead to this week's games that are upcoming on Friday night. Now, we're doing it a little bit different this week, and what we wanted to do, we've been bringing on football players, we've been bringing on coaches, we've been bringing on soccer players. We wanted to bring on cheerleaders each week, and we thought, what better way to do it than to make you guys okay, let me just ask you, do you watch College Game Day?
Other than Tennessee games, not really, honestly, no.
Okay, so College Game Day every week has what they call a celebrity picker. For the Tennessee-Florida game week before last, it was Bianca Belair, who is WWE champion. Now, I don't know if either of you guys ever see wrestling in your future, but that's basically you
not
guys.
Since Alex moved out,
She
right?
probably
That's true.
didn't either, though.
That's true.
She probably did not.
Yeah.
She was a track star at the University of Tennessee back in her college days. You guys are the IH Sports Network version of the celebrity pickers, though. And so we wanted to start with you guys because you're both seniors, first of all, and you were both homecoming queens on the same night, crowned homecoming queen week before last. So first of all, congratulations
Thank you.
on that. And congratulations on what you've accomplished this far in your senior year as cheerleaders. By the way, for those who do not know, this is Olivia Rector from Scott High School, and this is Leah Terry from Oneida High School. So I don't even know if you guys knew what you were getting into because you're kind of the – I don't know, this is an unfavorable comparison. You're kind of the guinea pigs of this segment, just to be honest with you. You guys are going to pick the winners of this week's games. But first, we're going to give you guys an opportunity to speak. I'm going to start with you, Olivia. I'm going to ask you, because you're in your senior season as a cheerleader and you're now into the – you still got basketball to go, but you're getting into the latter part of football season. Has it been everything that you dreamed of it being, and what do you still got that you want to accomplish and enjoy as you go through this last season?
Football season's always fun for me. I love basketball season is too, but there's something different about football and being under the lights. And no matter win or lose, I'm always there cheering on the Highlanders. And before football season ends, I hope our football team gets a good win. They deserve it, and I like to cheer them on through that.
Okay, and Leah, I'm going to ask this question every week to a cheerleader, and you get to be the first one that I ask it to. Now, when Olivia was here as a soccer player a couple of weeks ago, she growled at me. And she was sitting right here where Tim is sitting. I'm kind of glad Rick is between us tonight.
Yeah.
I told her she pulled a Melissa Rector, because Melissa Rector has growled at me before. And Olivia would probably disagree with me, but she really did growl at me when I said that soccer is the only sport that she plays. So.
Okay.
You don't have to growl at me, too.
Okay, I know where this is going.
But I want to ask you, what makes cheerleading a sport?
Okay, well, honestly, if you asked me if I really thought it was like a sport that you could compare to like football or soccer or something like that, I might say it's not like comparable, maybe. But, I mean, we practice, obviously, do stuff at practice. We go to camps every summer. We work hard, but we kind of do get, like, the short end of the stick, I feel like, with not being considered, like, a sport anything. But I guess I don't know how to answer that about what makes it a sport. But, Olivia, do you have anything? Because
I feel like I believe there's some aspects of it that are sport, like stunning, and like me and Leah both, we tumble, and so that's more stunt. That's more like sport-like, I would say.
I agree, yeah.
I mean, to me, if you consider it, of course, former band member, okay? So
Yes.
I had all this stuff too. So I mean, you consider the time you put in it.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to have. It's not like anybody can just go out and do it.
No. Right.
That it comes natural. I mean, there's things that people don't see, just like in football. But I mean, chess is called a sport, and how much movement do you see from chess?
Yeah.
I mean, so come on, Ben.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Hey,
It's a competitive, team, organized sport.
yes. Is it on
As-
ESPN? Yes.
Yes.
Is the answer. Band's not, but
Okay,
we do
so-
have competition.
So let me just say though that that's not where I was headed with that 2 weeks ago, and I appreciate, by the way, that you did not call me out on social media because I was watching. I was expecting to see a post.
Oh, no.
Do you know what Ben Garrett said about cheerleaders? But she didn't do that.
Not everybody does that, Ben.
Yeah, you're thinking too negative.
I have never called you out on
no.
social media. I have never called you out on social
Right.
media. All right, let's talk about this week's games. And Leah, I'm sorry you kind of get the short end of the stick because you're the first one on, and it just happens to be on the week that Oneida isn't playing. Not that you would ever pick against Oneida, but so
No.
you don't have to worry about that. So maybe
Yeah,
you actually
it's
lucked
totally
out.
Fine. I did. Yes, perfect. It's
Also,
okay.
York is off this week. Monterey is off this week. Rockwood is off this week. I'm sorry. Is York? No, yes, I'm right. Wartburg is the only team in your region, Tim Smith, that is playing this week. So this is going to be a short week of games, and let's start with that one. You've got 0-6 Jellicoe at 1-5 Wartburg. Jellicoe is coming off a 48-21 loss to Sunbright 2 weeks ago, and York is coming off a 34-6 loss to York on Friday night. Who's going to win that
Who
game?
is it again?
Jellicoe and Wartburg.
Jellicoe and Wartburg.
Yes.
Jellicoe and Wartburg. I'm going to say Wartburg on that one.
Okay. And Olivia?
I said the same.
Okay. Wartburg. And you two guys, if you want to pick, by all means,
Listen,
jump in.
Since you say she got the short end of the stick, I've got one that I'm going to throw in. This is not a game this week, but I mean, is there any excuse for Coach Jacob King to not make the state tournament? What's the correct answer? There's no excuse. Yes, no. That is the correct
Our
answer.
boys need to go to state, and so do our girls.
If
Let's
they
all go
don't,
to state.
If they don't, it's whose fault?
Jacob King.
Jacob Kings. If you're listening to this, it's your
There
fault.
we go.
All right, so now let's jump into Scott High's region, and we'll start with Gibbs at Anderson County. Gibbs is 4-2. Anderson County is 7-0. Gibbs coming off that 42-14 win over Scott High on Friday night. Anderson County a 49-22 win over Carter. So Gibbs and Anderson County, who you got?
Anderson County.
Anderson County. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go with that.
Probably a pretty easy pick, even
Yeah.
though Gibbs is setting at number 2 in the region. This is their week, Rick Keaton. If they want to make a statement, this is the week to do it, and they can jump into that championship hunt.
Ain't gonna happen.
Probably not going to happen. Carter at Morristown West. Carter is 3-4. Morristown West is 5-2.
Carter.
Okay,
I'll go with the Morristown.
just to be different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Morristown West is a good football team.
Yeah,
They're having
and
a
you
good
said
season.
they're 5-2,
They're 5
right?
and 2.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
5-2. South Doyle, they're 2-5. We talked about this at the outset tonight. They've struggled a little bit. They're at Knox Central. They're 4-3. So South Doyle at 2-5. Knox Central at 4-3.
Knox Central.
Okay.
Yeah, Knox Central.
Knox Central, it's
Yep.
unanimous. Gibbs at I listed that one twice. Okay, throw that one out. Not Gibbs and Anderson County. Last game on the list, Scott High going to Clay County. Scott's still looking for their first win this season. Clay County, one of the top teams in single A football, at 5-1. Clay County's coming off a 62-7 win over Red Bowling Springs.
Scott.
Okay.
I'll root for Scott County too.
Okay.
Yep.
Now I'm going to make Olivia. You don't get off that easy.
Yes.
Why is Scott High going to win this game?
Because these boys, they've worked hard for it, and Coach Harris has done a good job with this team, and I think he knows, because Clay County is his old school, and he knows those boys, and he knows how they play, and I think that gives him a little bit of an advantage on that.
Okay. There you
Well
go.
said.
Leah Terry, Olivia Rector, thank you guys for joining us. And to everybody else, remember tomorrow night we have got Scott High Soccer.
They need to give a shout out to somebody if they want to. I mean, we've made them go through the picks. Is there anybody you want to say hello to, or that's going to say, "Why didn't you mention me, Leah"? Anybody?
Wait, like a school
Like
or
any
like
a person? Yeah.
Okay.
Your mom.
My mom. Hey, Danica. I know you're listening to this. She's listening right now. I'll say hey to my mom.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to Lacey Carver, Lacey Massengale now, and Debbie and Joe Carver, best cheer coaches.
Oh, yeah, and my cheer coach, Paige Ellis, if you're listening to this.
That was a good
Shout out to
rebound.
you. Yeah, I was like, oh, we're saying our coaches, my bad. But,
Yeah, stay on the good side there. Right
Yeah.
there. And I thought sure Liv would say Alex. But
Oh, no.
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 Okay, I was wrong.
All right, soccer this week. Oneida right now, as we speak, leading Cumberland County 1-0 at the half. Tomorrow night, Scott High's got Alcoa at 6:30. Thursday night, Scott High's got Fulton at 6:30. That'll be senior night. And then on Saturday, tell us about Saturday.
Saturday is district game against Kingston. If we lose, we're done. So everybody come out, support your Lady Highlanders at 6:30 at the football field.
Scott High versus Kingston in the district semifinals, 6:30 Saturday at Highlander Stadium. A really, really big game there. And, of course, one football game this week. Oneida is off. Scott High is at Clay County. That'll be an 8 o'clock start in Salina on Friday. 8 o'clock start on Friday. Our broadcast will begin at 7:20. Until then, for Tim Smith, for Rick Keaton, for everybody you've seen on the show tonight, thank you so very much for joining us, and have a good night.